Good morning. This is day 87 on my hike from Mexico to Canada on the Pacific Crest Trail. I am starting out at mile 1,185. I've got about 12 and a half miles to get to Sierra City, at which point I will have to do all my town chores, and all my devices are shot. I'm using my last little bit of power bank right now. It's plugged directly into my phone that's recording this. My Garmin InReach is dead. My Garmin watch is dead. My AirPods are dead. And my first power bank is dead, and the second one is about to be, and my phone's at like 20%. So and I've only been gone 4 days. So it's kind of odd, but really plowed through the battery this time. So anyways, I'm gonna get to town, see if I can get all my stuff done, and then keep moving, get back on trail. But I might end up having to spend the night, but we'll see. I got to camp with Rabbit yesterday and another guy named Lamar. We had really nice conversations looking at the stars and kind of talking about just different features of nature and topography and life, and it was great. And Rabbit was very generous and gave me 2 very sizable cookies that he carried 30 miles hoping he'd see me to share from the trail magic that he got the day before. So that was a big pick-me-up, seeing him and getting that. I'm sure we'll relink in town shortly here. He just left a few minutes ago. But yeah, I just did over 80 miles in 3 days. Body's a little sore, but I got a good night's sleep last night, and I did not use my inflatable pad once again. So I think I can get by without it. And I think I'm going to ship my bear can home finally. I did need it for this Desolation Wilderness part outside of Tahoe, so I held on to it. Some people ditched them in Tahoe and then just hiked through that, but I camped in it, so I had it. I've had it this whole way, but I no longer need it, requirements, and I can't wait to get those couple of pounds off. So I will send that bear can home, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put my inflatable pad in the bear can and send it home. It's pretty rough just sleeping on this 1/8 closed cell foam pad. CCF, I think is what it's called. But I've been sleeping okay. Like I take my clothes and I basically put them underneath where like my hip touches down. So my excess clothes, so it's a little better that way. And it's been working. I've been getting decent sleep on it. 2 nights ago doesn't count because I had caffeine in my system, but last night I got another good night's sleep. Couldn't track it because my watch was dead, but so yeah, I have to decide that when I get to town, but I think I'm leaning towards sending that home, which will save me another pound and also a lot of volume and time too. Like blowing it up, taking it down. It's just like the less things I have out here, the simpler it is, the easier it is in a way, getting set up and taking down camp every day. So, all right, okay, we'll see you down the line, day 87. Here we go. I'm currently rewalking this part of the trail because I was following along the trail here. I get up and it hits a dirt road and I don't see where the trail continues. There's no signage. My intuition told me to go left, but I decided to take out the app that I paid all this money for. It's supposed to tell you where to go, called Far Out, which is, in my mind, my backup navigation. I don't look at it unless I absolutely have to. Just follow signs and knowing where the general direction you're heading. I think that's how most people do it. So yeah, I get here. I'm like, okay, well, where do I go now? No clue. Intuition says left. Take out Far Out. Basically says I'm off trail. Like enough where I turn around and try to backtrack. But I think it is just not accurate. Like a pretty terrible app. Like the few times you need it, it doesn't come through. It's also inconsistent because there's times it'll say trail joins dirt road, like right now. So then you're like, oh, okay. I'm hiking where I'm supposed to be hiking. Doesn't say anything about it right now. But I just went back and I don't see anywhere else this trail could go. And my intuition told me to go this way in the first place. So this is where I would have been walking. And you can see right there, those rocks stacked up. Somebody made that, which means to indicate that this is the right way for the trail. So thanks for nothing, far out. I just went only 100 feet off trail to fill up at this fresh spring. The guy, not Rabbit, but the other guy that I was kind of camped in the same place yesterday as, was a oceanographer. That might not be the right word, but he was like kind of like a marine biologist, but specializing in marine geology. And he told me that spring water is always going to be better than creek water because it's been filtered through the mountain for almost 100 years. So I haven't fact checked that on a service, but I'm gonna take his word for it, given his expertise. And he said it's always gonna taste better because of that. So I wanted to have it. I've had spring water on this trail. Most of the water's been good and fresh, but now I got 5.5 miles left to get to where I'm gonna hitch into Sierra City. Another factor in my decision as to whether to stay in Sierra City for the night, aside from just time and ability to get all my errands done, is how I'm feeling. So my body is a little beat up, but especially my shins on both sides, kind of towards the top, close to my knee, are quite beat up, very tight. Feel it in every step, the tightness. I won't say it's like a pain, it just doesn't, it's my body signaling, hey, like, you overworked me, give me a rest. So I think I'm going to factor that in. That might lead to me staying the night too, given all the other things make it kind of a coin toss to start with. That might be the tipping factor on the scale. However, that's like essentially negating the little bit of progress I made these last few days of climbing out of this hole. And by hole, I mean like the mileage I need to hit before I get to Canada before winter hits in the Cascades, i.e. October 1st. So we'll see how it goes, but definitely been kind of a hard day in terms of how my body feels. I think today's actually going to be like 10.5 trail miles. I think I might have said 12 earlier. It's in the ballpark there, but most of it's been downhill. Of course, as I'm filming this, I'm walking a little bit uphill, but I mean, it always is ebbing and flowing like this, but the general trend today has almost been all downhill, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's hurting my shins, but that aside, I guess it's nice. But what that means to me, and I'll check this, but of course, coming out of town, probably be climbing all back up. So that will be like, you know, I think we're getting down to like, are down to like 5,000 some elevation here. So at some point, I'm gonna be climbing back up, and that'll be tough when I have a full resupply on my back. I have these rubber tips so on my trekking poles. This is sort of the regular, I think they call them flex tips that come with them, and you replace those. And then I get these rubber tips to put on that help when you're in town walking on like pavement or concrete or on roads and on rocks like this. And this is from a brand called Leaki, L-E-A-K-I. Complete trash. I got this less than 500 miles ago, and a hole and both of them are like this, so it doesn't even work. I started 2 days ago hearing the clanking of my trekking pole on the rocks when I had these on, realized it went right through. The REI brand that I initially had on trail of these, same price, lasted over 800 miles, and they were still in perfectly good shape. What happened is my trekking pole got bent, the tip got bent, and as such, when I put the rubber tip on, it wasn't as secure and it fell off, and I lost it. And so I donated the other one to a hiker box and replaced the pair. But I went with the brand name, and they're complete trash. So I will never buy anything from that brand again. I think it's L-E-K-I. The ones from REI were fantastic and lasted me over twice the length of these. And right now it's almost, I mean, I think they help grip in rocky situations like this. And there's been some of this all day, on and off. And it's a lot safer when I have the rubber tips on to grip. So I'm a little frustrated right now that their product didn't hold up at all. And now I'm having to go down all these miles on these rocks without anything to grip properly. Well, I'm heading to Sierra City, but the PCT runs to the right. The quickest way is actually down this way with that arrow. It's like someone wrote shortest way next to that 3, but I've read about it. A lot of people go that way, but I'm a bit more of a purist and stickler. Like, I want to do pretty much every step of the PCT, so I will see shortest way to town, PCT. So I'm gonna go the PCT way and then hitch from there. Still a little micro climb up, and what a nice view to come up to. Usually when I'm going into town for a day like this, the last like home stretch flies by and very motivated and excited, but for some reason today, these 10 miles total, I think I'm about 8 done, have just felt like an eternity. And they've been mostly downhill too. I just finished another small but tough climb up, but mostly downhill. And yeah, I think it's because my shins are really bugging me right now, both of them, and I'm just a little fatigued from the last 3 days of pushing really hard, 26, 29, and 25 point something miles. But these 10 miles I don't think should be taking me this long or feeling this hard, and they are. So whatever is just recording stopped midstream because I'm out of storage on my phone. I just cleared out the last few text threads I could, but like I'm totally maxed out, and this is a complete bottleneck, total problem right now. But so this is probably the last video for a little while, for the day at least. I hear Highway 49 in the distance, probably about a mile out. I'm very beat up and in neutral to slightly pessimistic spirits right now. I am annoyed with this phone situation. It's like, it's always something. And there's just so much that I have to do when I get to town. I'm going to get hitched into Sierra City. I think I'm going to get a room for the night. So I can get all my errands done and try to rest my legs that are hurting and figure out this phone situation now. So I don't know if I'll have videos of the hitch, given the storage space, but I'll check back in when I can. I'm off trail again. I was literally like 0.1 miles away from the highway I'm gonna hitch into, and there's a group of like 30 people, and the lady's like, do you need to get through? And I was trying to be nice. I'm like, oh, I see multiple ways. Like I see a trail there. I was just trying to find which one. She's like, oh, they all go to the same place, don't worry. So I took the one to not bother them, and now I'm way downhill, and I'm the whole time I'm hearing the highway up there. I'm like, I don't think this is right. And yeah, now I gotta go all the way back. I'm pretty annoyed about it. It was nice to run into Rabbit again. We got a ride. We're in town now, but look how beautiful and quaint. There's also thank you so much, somebody left Trail Magic, these delicious Mexican mules, but kind of quaint with the mountains in the background, and just really happy to be here. I think I might spend the night. This is from the general store. Absolutely delicious. I didn't check the post office hours, and I'm glad Rabbit said something because I almost missed it, but saying goodbye to my air mat I'm sending home, and my bear can, which I had all these stickers I got throughout time on it.
They're at £4 1 ounce.
Okay. I'm at the post office, and this is the log book, and it goes back all the way to 1999. And then this one goes back even further, from 87 to 99. So that is where I resupplied at the country store. And this is where I'm staying for the night. It was a really loud thunder earlier, so definitely happy to be staying here. I have a lot to do, but it's very beautiful in the background, very quaint town. And getting some fresh cooked food here. Very pumped for that. I need to figure out this storage. I'm very limited, so that will be my last kind of video until I figure that out. This is from a view from one of the other hotels. Very, very nice spot. Good morning. This is day 87, I think. On my walk from Mexico to Canada on the Pacific Crest Trail. This is my new friend Lily.
Hi.
Gonna grab breakfast. She's obviously ready to go back on trail. I'm not.
I don't know if I'm ready. I'm just having my stuff together. We're never ready to get back on trail.
I bought some, so I'm still in this lovely Sierra City. I bought some Coors Banquet yesterday to share with everyone at the hotel and friends. So I think I only had like 2 or 3 myself. However, my uncle has corrected me that the champagne of beers is Miller High Life, not Coors Banquet, which is what I've been saying. So correct the record there. I had one left over, so I had it this morning before breakfast because I'm trying to upload these videos. And then somebody who I knew from weeks ago was like, hey, do you like whiskey? And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, because I have half a bottle of Bullet Bourbon. You should take it on trail. So now I'm walking in town with this in my hand. I look a little bit
You
sus.
gonna take that glass bottle into the woods?
I'm gonna pour it into something else.
Oh, okay. I was like,
So we'll see y'all. Yes, it is. We'll see y'all on trail in a bit. Had a nice breakfast at the Red Moose Cafe. Ran into a bunch of people on the inside. You can see all the bags in there. Still got to figure out some things. None of my videos are uploading. I've tried 2-3 different stores' Wi-Fi's. I've tried no Wi-Fi. One including the hotel I was at. They're just not uploading. It says like 35 hours ETA. So I don't know. I've been here almost 24 hours now. I really need to get back on trail, but have some chores to figure out, including that. My shoes are way too worn, so I got to get some of your shoes ordered and delivered at some point because there's not many gear stores now that have the shoes I want. And I'm out of storage on my phone, so I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay.
This is day 88. I think I said 87 earlier. Very frustrated because I've been here for 26 hours and couldn't get a single video uploaded. So there's gonna be a big delay. I just uploaded a little short explaining that, but it was a really good stay in this town. Saw a lot of friends and people I've seen hiking the last week or two. But it's time to get back on trail. Say goodbye to Sierra City. It's about 3 p.m. on day 88, so the day after I arrived to Sierra City, getting a ride with all those people up there. A little behind per usual. Going to catch up. It's been a good stay here, minus the Wi-Fi issues. Very frustrating. I'm now gonna have to take a full day off in Chester to upload like 10 days worth of videos. And I kind of feel like this was wasted time in the sense of getting efficiently to Canada, but it was a great time spent. Really nice town. And I hope to be back sometime. All right, close her on up. Oh, watch that Garmin. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
We'll drop your gear off. Go, drive.
Thanks, Noah. Shit. Nice. That lovely individual let us borrow his car, which is how we got here, is doing trail magic. Trail continues somewhere down there. I'm feeling a little conflicted with how my time was there again because I wasn't able to get my videos uploaded, so now it's just this looming task building. Like, it just takes time, right? And time is of the essence to get to Canada here, so we'll see how this goes, but it'll be good to get back on trail and get back on track. To get moving here, backpack does not have the bearkin in it anymore, and I sent my inflatable pad home, so it's lighter and a little more compact, which is great. We'll see if my sleep suffers at all, but I think I'll be good. Well, where we got dropped off was a little bit backwards from trail, so I'm just kind of re-walking maybe a quarter of a mile or so, which is okay. That's how it goes sometimes. Well, my shins are already acting up, so I don't know how much good the rest did, but hopefully that goes away soon. So as I get back on trail here, I just want to give a few updates. I did order new shoes, and I had to pay extra for quick shipping because these are done for. Barely got 400 or 500 miles out of them, which is about right, but they're falling apart way sooner. And I ordered a flash drive, both to arrive in Chester at the post office. Hopefully that will help with my storage issues. We'll see if those work. But I'm glad I got those tasks figured out. I forgot to take my little hair tie out and throw on my hat. Hopefully I don't get too sunburned here. But I did have a little bit of sun on my head when I got into town. Back on trail. That's Pitt.
That was the
nasty pirate.
It was a good stop in town.
Yeah, they were more efficient. They all got in there today. Probably. What, did you guys get there around like 10 a.m.?
Yeah, we got to the trailhead around 10, probably into town 10:30.
And now it's 3:30, so that's a very efficient stop for those guys.
Resupplied, beer, burger, played darts, had a good time.
Yeah. See, I got to be more efficient. I have done a 5-hour flip like that, but it's these videos having to upload. And I didn't even get that done, so I feel like I just kind of squabbled the whole day, but that's okay. I'm happy to relink with these guys. We'll see you all on trail. Heck yeah. I haven't looked exactly, but heard it's quite a big climb out of here. Sometimes I prefer just to walk and not have to know what's ahead. But one of the problems not having the hat is all the sweat's dripping into my eyes. I just realized, I told myself, I even put my backpack right by the fridge to remind myself, but the ride that we got happened so fast. I left 2 days worth of lunches in the fridge, which was cheese, fresh roast beef from this deli. That's a big bummer. So I'll be able to survive without it, but that's a big bummer. It's like $20 worth of food. It was not cheap for a half pound of cheese, half pound of roast beef. And also like arguably one of the most quote unquote fresh, non-processed meals I can get out here. So looking forward to it. It's all right. I'm right here, dude. Oh, I forgot to put my hat on, so I whipped this.
Stay there for a second, we gotta come back. I'm so sweaty. Move, let's go.
These goons. Oh, really?
That's what Rabbit's taking, and I would consider.
You hear that thunder?
No.
Storms are coming. Yeah, it just thundered. It's thundering in the background. Jonah just said it's always a long climb up out of town. And that reminded me, on the way in, I thought of this saying. On the PCT, I've learned what goes down must come up. And most towns you go down into. So it's quite, I think, like a 3-mile climb up back out of town. What's that?
It is not easy.
No, sir.
After some drinks. Woo! Heavy ass bag too.
Yeah. Yes, sir. But that's why we're still going. How many people do you know that quit?
Fuck. At least 5. More than I can count right now.
More than you can count. And how many people do you stay in touch with? Roughly. I mean.
That quit?
No, like total. Like half the people you stay in touch with have quit at least, right?
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Same with me. Way more actually. So physically, my right shin is hurting, which is not great, but all in all, my body's holding up okay at the moment. Like my plantar fascia are sore every step a little bit, but like I'm not in any debilitating pain right now, which is great. Let me flip the camera. Beautiful view. It's been thundering in the background actually since I started 2.5 miles ago, about over an hour 15 ago. But what is, and like spirits are up. God, that's beautiful. I gotta stop taking a photo. You can hear maybe a gentle rolling thunder in the background. From a morale standpoint of like being able to finish or kind of keep going, motivation, kind of momentum, that's actually pretty good too. But I'm tapping into something that I haven't really felt too much on the trail, which for lack of a better word, let's just call it stress. I find town days a little stressful. I'm a little less efficient than most people at getting all my chores done, like laundry, shower, charging devices, and planning out the next resupply and then resupplying at the grocery store or wherever. I've gotten better for sure, but it's a little stress with, like, for me, I also have the added part of doing this vlog and these videos. And the fact that I got to town, I was there 26 hours and I couldn't get a single video uploaded. I just feel this massive hole and weight just of what I gotta do, because every day it goes by, there's more and I'm behind, and I feel like at some point you just get to a point where you can't catch up. So that is weighing on me, on top of the fact that I left 2 full lunches of food back there. I'm trying to do a 140-mile food carry. I only brought 5.5 days worth of food to get to Chester, which is basically like 25 miles a day, plus, you know, these 2 half days. I gotta do another 20 some miles in those days. So that's a little stressful for me right now. And the fact that I'm gonna have to take basically a day off there just to get these videos up, assuming I can find somewhere that has good Wi-Fi. So I'm a little out of it right now because of all that. Like, I feel like I got into town, I finally was putting out miles above the daily average that I need to get to Canada by October 1st, meaning the last 3 days, 4 days heading into town. And then I basically threw away all those gains by having to stay in town because I was trying to get my videos uploaded. I didn't even get a single one. And eventually I had to just quit, cut my losses, and get back out here. And all the people that I'm friends with that I sort of passed in the last 4 days, all caught back up and didn't have to put their bodies under 29 miles worth of stress. So I'm frustrated with that whole scenario and trying to think of how to fix it going forward. Okay, almost to the top of this climb. It's been hard for sure. Heavy pack with 5.5 days of food, and I had some weird feelings when I was going up, like physically, nutritionally, almost like my blood sugar was really low or something, which is weird because I had a proper breakfast today. I had a burger and then I had 2 milkshakes. Should be a lot of fuel, but I had to have a whole pack of Gushers, a big pack, 500 calories worth or 440, and a Cliff Bar, and I feel a little better. Drink a lot of water. It was a really weird feeling. Hopefully that storm stays behind me over there. It's actually really beautiful, this cliff here with the sun and just how the way it's hitting on the contours of the rocks, trees. And I got this nice valley here. So I'm trying to decide what to do. And about 5 miles, there's a alternate route, and it seems like almost everyone I've talked to is going to take it on the PCT. I guess it was the official PCT a few years ago, and they moved it. The alternate route saves a handful of miles and some elevation as well. So i.e. it's easier, and I haven't met anyone yet who said they're taking the red. And in fact, I've met people who did this last year who said the red sucks, take the blue. So this is where I'm very conflicted, because I've pretty much up to this point, like, done every step on the official PCT. Obviously, how nitty gritty you want to get with this, but like, you know, I'm not like getting dropped off at a hitch point and running back to make sure I stepped in the exact same place, but like, I'm not skipping miles, you know, where a lot of people have. I have not skipped any miles so far, unless it's what's recommended, or I should say mandated by the legal closure, like fire closures and stuff, or which the PCTA will give you an alternate route, and then I just follow that. So this is tough for me because it is like still doing the PCT, still walking from Mexico to Canada. It's continuous footpath, but technically the new PCT goes a different route, like the official PCT. No one seems to want to do that or going to be doing that, but I'm very conflicted. I've been thinking about it pretty much this whole walk so far. Really, just as I finished recording that, I hear someone yelling something. Thought they were saying 500, and then I realized it was Pitt down there, and he's yelling 1200. That's the 1200 mile marker, so I'm going to try to hurry up so I don't waste his time and we can get a photo there. 1200! Honestly, that moment right there makes me want to take the red line, which is not the alternate. The alternate's on the blue line in this app we use. Everyone's planning to take the blue, but I feel like I gotta stick on the red. There was a lot of this trail overgrowth in the desert, not so much in the Sierras, but there's starting to be a lot more. Decided to film it, but there's been a lot in the Northern California section so far, which is annoying because I can't use my trekking poles, and you got to brush through it. There could be thorns. It's hard to see where you're going, so you could step on a rock wrong more easily.
Yourself,
Where are we at?
This is for the, this is big miles, boys.
1,200.
These big miles.
1,200 miles.
Just on the side of this trail in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Still climbing up. Pretty tired. Tough way to always start back out after resting in a town, but very beautiful views up top here. You can see the trail up there, continuing on. Went to stop to get water and looked up, and wow, this is so cool. Steep and green and rocky at the top. That's Lila. We've been friends for a while. Good to reunite with people up here. So most of the last like 5 miles have had these rocks everywhere, and it's made it really slow. And it's been very steep. I think we're going from 4,000 elevation to 8,000 over like, I don't know, maybe 7 miles or something. So yeah, it's been really slow. 2 hours and 40 minutes. I've only gone 5.4 miles or something. Kind of a bummer, but I gotta do it to get up. Every length with Lila. She's very sweet.
And not good on camera.
Not good on camera. From Germany. Very interested in sci-fi books, right? And shows like that.
Sci-fi and fantasy.
Sci-fi and fantasy. Very cool. And she is also taking the blue line, as are my 3 friends that I stay in Tahoe with behind me, and the guy I just met at the top of the hill. Everyone's taking the blue line. It saves you 3 miles and about, I think I had to get the exact math, but about 3,000 to 4,000 feet in elevation gain and descent. So tempting. I don't know. I'm still thinking about which way to go here. I'm going to flip the camera and keep explaining. So basically, my philosophy so far has been no cheating, no skipping any miles, unless, and keep a continuous footpath from Mexico to Canada, unless we're legally not allowed to go there. And there was only one spot, which was Wrightwood. And at that point, I follow what the Pacific Crest Trail Association says to do, which is, in that case, was to walk 3 miles down a dirt road, get into town, and then go to like a side alternate trailhead, which I walked a good amount of that on the road. Well, about a mile or so. And then we got a hitch from a nice worker, but where I'm conflicted is I've had to walk, as has most people, tons of extra miles that don't count for PCT miles. For example, Kearsarge Pass in the Sierras. That was 7.5 grueling miles out, and 7.5 even more grueling miles in, because I had a 7-day food carry. And none of that counted for the PCT. So in my head, I kind of have this like mile bank I could use, right? However, I feel like that's a slippery slope. Now, there's some people that are so particular, they will step on every step where they get off for a hitch and get back on exactly where they left, which I pretty much end up doing anyways, but I didn't cut any switchbacks ever until probably a few hundred miles ago, because there were just some that were like so stupid. It'd be like literally maybe skipping 10 paces, but like the switchback was almost more of a beaten in path than the regular path, if that makes sense. So I've done a few of those. This is where it gets slippery. I'm like, well, is this any different then? Honestly, I'm gonna keep thinking and talking, but This is so intense. 4,000 feet up. I need to use my sticks, and I'm kind of out of breath talking right now. But I'm very conflicted because everyone I know is going blue. Someone who did the trail last year said definitely go blue, having done both. But I don't want to have this in the back of my head the rest of the trail that I skip miles. I think it's a really beautiful valley and the rolling hills. It's dope.
It's coming. Should we do something because of animals with the ships?
The last two.
Yes.
Trail magic up after a crazy climb. Oh, I heard there's beer in here. How nice. I'm still sitting here at Trail Magic. It's been nice hanging out. My companion at the moment doesn't want to be in it, so I just put it here. But I've decided I'm going red because you know what? I'm a man of principle, and I want to be able to say I did the full PCT. I just talked to 2 vets. They've done most of the PCT in 2019 because of the weather. They had to skip some sections, so they came back to do that now. But they've also done the CDT, the Continental Divide Trail, and the AZT, which is Arizona Trail. It's not as big of one. However, they were like, dude, on the CDT, which I knew this, there's so many alternate routes that, like, at some point after doing that, because they said it initially in 2019 when they were here, they were very strict about always doing, got to stay on the red line, like the official PCT trail. And now they're like, what does it matter if I go left or right? I'm still walking, continuous footpath. And I agree with that. However, I have gone over 1,200 miles now without cheating, except for a few steps on like a switchback or here and there. I haven't skipped any miles. I've powered through. There's places that tons of people skipped a few miles here and there. I have not done that at all, and I'm not about to do it now. So I'm staying on the red line, the official PCT. And to correct the record, it's 3,000 feet total, roughly. Let's call it, it's about 1,500 up and 1,500 down over 9 miles. It's supposed to be pretty rough and brutal. The alternate would only be 5 or 6 miles, so that's a 3 to 4 mile difference, easier, and only a couple hundred feet up and down total. Big difference, but I'm going to go down the official PCT so I can know with an honest, this is really mostly for me to know that I did it without cheating in my mind, and I'm not looking down on anybody who's doing this. This is most of my friends and everyone I know, but this is just from my own like integrity. So I will be going Charlie Mike down red. The more I think about it, this was never really a choice at all. I was just struggling with the fact that I know pretty much everyone I've talked to is going blue, and I'm gonna have to do all this harder work. But you know what? We don't cheat in this household. That's Pitt.
Yeah, I cheat.
Cozy little forest here. I'm gonna try to get 3 more miles in down the red line because I ain't no cheater. I don't take shortcuts, and I want to say I did the full trail every step. So I'm gonna tough it out because that's a warrior mentality. Death or victory, baby. But this is a beautiful little stretch. But I got 3 more miles. Gonna be a lot of ascent and descent and all that. But less than an hour till sunset. Had a really late start. Frustrated because I couldn't get the YouTube videos up. But gotta roll with the punches. Adapt, overcome, and continue fighting. So this has been day 88. I'll probably get a video or 2 more in with sunset, but in case not, I'll catch y'all tomorrow on trail. When this is all said and done, and talking to some other hiker, and they say, hey, when you came out of Sierra City, did you take that blue line? Did you skip those 3 miles at 1,300 feet? And when I can say no, I did not. Why would it even be a consideration to suck it up and just do this so I know with a peace of mind for the rest of my life and the rest of this hike, I didn't cut corners. Although, full transparency, I have cut a few switchbacks. I'm talking like 10 feet here or there. Literally didn't do that for the first 800 miles. And there's just been times it's literally looked like more of a trail there than the normal one. And by the time I realized it, like, I stopped doing this thing where I'm like gonna go back and hike it because I missed it. Like, I did do that early on. And there's a few times I've done it intentionally when it's very short. I'm talking like within like maybe like 5 to 10 trekking poles of distance. That's it. So yeah, I will be able to say, no, I did not cheat, did not cut any miles. I did not cut those 3 miles. And the rest of my life, I'll know. I have that integrity in my head, and I'm glad for that. Glad to make this decision. I'm glad to put out the extra effort to have a clean conscience as I lay my head down at night. Hoo-yah. Really nice sunset view to the left of this valley. My right shin is hurting every step. I'm gonna massage it tonight. Really hope this feels better tomorrow. Besides that, body's feeling pretty good. Morale is good, minus the, for lack of a better word, light stress I feel from being backed up on uploading these videos and editing a few of them. But I think I'll be able to make up for that in the next town. This is precisely where people are taking the shortcut. So the PCT goes forward here. You can see the sign, obviously, and people even clarifying PCT. And this way, allegedly, I think used to be part of the PCT or something. Then they changed it, I heard. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, it saves you 3 to 4 miles and 13 some hundred feet in elevation gain, descent and gain. But this is the way of the Pacific Crest Trail. That's what I'm here to do. And that is why I'm going this way. Lila is joining me. Very excited to have her company. She's a little bit ahead because I had to pee for the 4th time in the last hour. And that is pretty normal for me. But I also drink a ton of water. I think I drink more than most people out here. But everyone else I know and talk to is going blue. Blue meaning like the other route. It's just how they're described in the app that everyone uses. The red line being the PCT. I'm not cutting this one, but I just want to show an example of maybe the 5 times this whole trail where I would like go down here instead of around. And sometimes it's because the switchback is so flat and not steep, and it's like literally like 2 steps or something, and it's just like stupid that it even goes this way. I'm not saying right now, but as an example. And there's been a few times I've seen a trail on the side like that and I've just taken it knowingly, and a few times I like maybe at first wasn't sure, but like to me that's whatever. Like there are people who are so nitpicky about this stuff. They're like for the first like what 700-800 miles, like I would have like gone back if I took a round route to make sure I got every step. But like I'm not going to be that particular about it. That's just a little too crazy for me. But like I'm not skipping anything out here, any miles. That's just my principle. Unless it's required and legally you're not supposed to be there, and then the PCTA gives an alternate planned route, that's what I do. Otherwise, I'm following the PCT all the way to Canada. Like this is a good example. The PCT goes straight there. You can see Lila way up there. And then it comes down and around. We're going to camp by a lake down there, which you can actually see. This looks like a trail and switchback. Now, would it be a big deal if I took this? Not really. And it's going down to where we're going. But like for the absolute most part, I just stick to the trail just because that's the mileage and everything I signed up for. But like one could argue like you're going to take a little more energy to go down something steeper. You know, like I don't necessarily look at something like that as a huge issue, but like it's like just basically I'm not cutting corners except for very small little switchbacks. No skipping miles, no skipping ahead. Like just whatever the trail throws at me, I'm gonna deal with and get through and take. But yeah, I just want to show that example too. And look at how beautiful it is out here. Thank you again to my amazing father for watching this and for the recommendation of during my monologues, maybe showing more of where I'm walking instead of myself. I think it's a phenomenal idea. You guys probably don't need to see my face that much, especially when I have sunglasses and a hat on. Not like it's much better without it, but this is definitely more interesting, I would imagine. I was probably just doing that because like it felt more like engaging and personable. And I'll switch back and forth, but I'm trying to have more balance with that. Good idea. So nice, the sun reflecting on the mountains. So you did, and the campground we got to was full of people for the weekend, probably locals, and it was just a little loud, so we kept moving. I haven't night hiked in a while, but I saw this cool worm. It's floating. I don't know actually if it's a worm. It's like a centipede. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I don't know if I've actually seen a centipede in real life, like a proper one, so this is cool.